Imagine you're running a major retailer in the Middle East. Every single day, thousands of transactions are flowing in. On the surface, it all looks like a huge success. But just underneath, there's a serious problem brewing. What happens when all that valuable information, who your customers are, what they actually want, is just a tangled, confusing mess? Well, for this retail giant, that was their day-to-day reality. I mean, you've got data scattered across all your different systems, in your stores, on your website, in your loyalty programs. Trying to get one clear picture of a customer's journey felt next to impossible. They had tons of data, they just couldn't see the whole story. Okay, so let's really dig into this. The company was pretty much caught in a web of challenges, and each one was putting the brakes on their growth. First up, data silos. Just think of them as digital walls. All this critical information was trapped in separate systems that couldn't talk to each other, making a single source of truth feel like a distant dream. Next, there was churn prediction. They knew they were losing customers, but they couldn't reliably predict who was at risk of leaving. And that meant they couldn't jump in and do something to win them back. Then you have the problem of measuring real performance. I mean, trying to calculate crucial metrics like customer lifetime value or repurchase rates. It was incredibly complex, and a lot of the time, just plain inaccurate. So, you see, this wasn't just a tech issue. It needed a massive shift in the entire company's culture. But how do you make a change that big? Well, you need a partner with a roadmap. And that is exactly where Innovatics stepped in, ready to turn all that overwhelming complexity into crystal clarity. Innovatics didn't just organize the data, they completely transformed it. They created a clear path from all that information right into action. Their approach was really comprehensive. First, they built a centralized data warehouse to unify absolutely everything. Then they used advanced cohort analysis and predictive modeling to really understand customer behavior. And finally, they plugged those insights directly into marketing tools to turn all that knowledge into real action. Now, at the heart of this whole thing was customer cohort analysis. This just means they could segment customers into really revealing groups. Think high-value newcomers or at-risk loyalists. This allowed the retailer to tailor their strategies for each group with amazing precision. And the results? Honestly, they were staggering. An intuitive, real-time analytics dashboard brought the data to life, and the impact was pretty much immediate. First, they saw a 15% reduction in their customer churn rate. That's a huge number of loyal customers they were now keeping, and that directly protects the revenue base. Those targeted campaigns, they drove a massive 25% increase in the 60-day repurchase rate. Customers weren't just coming back, they were coming back faster. This led to a 30% jump in marketing campaign effectiveness. Every dollar they spent was now working harder and delivering a much higher return on investment. And maybe most importantly, the lifetime value of their active customers improved by a full 20%. This wasn't about short-term wins. This was about building sustainable, long-term growth. So let's bring this all home. This whole journey, from being stuck in a data maze to achieving real data-driven success, it really shows the true power of transforming insight into measurable impact. Ultimately, it just comes down to this. When you can move from raw data to actionable insights, you can build loyalty that truly lasts. To learn how you can enable better decisions in your enterprise, you should turn to Innovatics. You can start your journey at teaminnovatics.com.